a long time.
Hey everyone, it's the Vigilante, and I'm back at it with another video. I'm going to be reviewing the Devil May Cry Netflix series. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm a huge Devil May Cry fan. I love the games. I love the other animated series. The other animated series was amazing. And so far, this series, it's not bad. It's not perfect, but you know what? I will always love more Devil May Cry, so let's get into this review. Now, when it comes to this show, it does not sit there and stay true to the lore of Devil May Cry. It is set in an alternate universe. So if you are looking for an accurate lore of the video games, you're not going to find it here. They changed so much. They changed Lady. They sit there and add new villains. Well, they did have them in the manga, but if you only have played the video games like I have, then you're not going to know this newest villain. Now, some of the changes are good, some are bad. I personally do not mind that they pretty much rebooted it, did it in an alternate universe, but also it's been so long since I played the games that I don't remember all of the lore. Like some of the stuff that they changed is like the double trigger, you know, how he sits there and obtains his double trigger isn't how he obtained it in the video games. They changed Lady's backstory. They completely changed Lady altogether. You know, but when it comes to Dante, I mean, they did change a little bit. Like when it comes between him and his brother Virgil, how, you know, that all went about, that was completely changed. But again, I don't mind it. And overall, I still heavily enjoyed the series. Now, some of the good, because there is some good and bad in this, but some of the good, I really liked how they did Dante. I actually enjoyed him. I know that there are some people who are saying, oh, I hated it, he was annoying. You know, Dante in the games, he was always like those quick one-liners, you know, even did some type of pop cultural stuff, but he always did those quick, funny one-liners. And in this one, he did it amazingly because, you know, it brought back nostalgia. That was one of the biggest things that I enjoyed, was when they did the pop culture. They talked about old TV shows, like the whole they made a reference to Captain Planet. They made a reference to the Fantastic Four. I thought they were funny. I got them. And then another thing that I started to enjoy, but I will admit after the third one it started getting annoying, was Capcom was, you know, dropping Easter eggs with some of their IPs. Like the most amazing one was Street Fighter, when Dante hits someone and smashes into a TV, and you see one of the Street Fighter characters do his famous uppercut and everything. It was awesome. I love that one. Then they reference Resident Evil, because I actually didn't know this until recently, but Dante was originally going to be in Resident Evil 4 as the main protagonist, but they chose to do his own separate game, which I am so glad, because I love Leon as one of the Resident Evil protagonists, and I am so glad that Dante got his own game, because he, in a way, he kind of would fit in the whole Resident Evil universe, but I think he's even better in Devil May Cry. But then they sat there and did a Easter egg for Mega Man, and then I'm like, after that one, I'm like, okay, are you going to reference every one of your games? It was starting to get a little annoying at that point, but one thing I noticed was they only did 3. And 2 of them, we know that they're going to get new games. We know that we're getting new Street Fighter games. We know that we're going to get new Resident Evil games. So is this like a hint that a new Mega Man game is coming? I know that a lot of Mega Man people are going to be very excited about that. Okay, another good thing is they sat there and did a one episode where it was the backstory of the White Rabbit and Lady. That was probably one of the best episodes in the whole series. They didn't do a whole lot of talking. You heard some music. The music fit. It was amazing. It fleshed out both of those characters. And then we sat there and found out that the White Rabbit was really a human. You know, and unfortunately, I was actually liking it as a demon. I'm like, oh, this is an awesome villain. You know, but still, overall, good villain. You know, all the design choices for all the demons were amazing. Lady looks great. Dante looks great. Like I said, the villain. Even Dante's henchman Enzo looks amazing. They all look great. And then the voice acting, chef's kiss. The voice acting was phenomenal. And you even had Kevin Conroy in there before he died. To the late great Kevin Conroy, you will surely be missed for Batman. We love you. But you know, now unfortunately I do got to get into some bad, because this show did have some bad in it. Now, one of the bad things that they did in this show was they injected so much political. Now, I wouldn't say the show's really woke in the sense of injecting all that political, but you can see that it was subtle references to what happened back in the 90s and the 2000s, and even some of the stuff today. You know, like the main villain, he's trying to tear down the wall so he can help the demon people come over onto Earth so they can escape the hell, and he's trying to do what's right for his people that he sits there and does. But one of the problems was with the writing, that they sat there and did in there. They made the villain sit there and test on his own people, kill them, and it showed a contradictory to how the main villain was. And then once you realized that the main villain was a human, the guy just fell off. It wasn't that great. The storytelling towards the end, it was rushed. It seemed like they were like forced to rush it to get it done as quick as they could. All right, and for the last bad thing of this show was the music. Okay, now, also, I love the music, don't get me wrong. It brought back so many great hits from the 2000s that they brought in there, and I understand what they were doing, but the thing is, it didn't fit. You can't sit there and go from Papa Roach to Limp Bizkit to Green Day and sit there, inject it in there. It just didn't fit. It didn't look good. The only one that I will say that actually fit was Papa Roach's Last Resort, but that was because of the trailer. If you watch the trailer, like, oh, that hits right, but in the show, it just doesn't hit right. They should have used the music from the actual games when it came to doing it. That's what they should have done. I definitely did not enjoy the American Idiot one by Green Day because the way they made it look like that we were just nothing but a bunch of idiots. So I definitely didn't like that. And one more thing that I forgot to mention that I did absolutely love about this show was the action. The fight scenes, the action was top notch. Now, is this show worth watching? Absolutely. I think it is. Now, is it better than the other animated series that they came out with? I mean, that just depends. If you want over the top, in your face action, yes, this is far better than that. But if you want a little bit better storytelling with good, music in the background, then the other anime series is better. Now, I do think that the voice acting in this anime series, it's even more better. But when you get Kevin Conroy, it's hard to even top that. He did a good villain. Usually Kevin Conroy does the good guy, or the hero like Batman, but this time he does the bad guy. Well, that's it for my review. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or not. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay vigilant.